I'm here with T two times, and she is a radio DJ and has other multiple aspects that she does for personal business. We're here to interview her today with her creativity and what she's been up to. The interview is part of a docu-series. The series is going over Detroit's history and influence. The history portion focuses on the things that not all history books cover. Most of it, just as an example, in Detroit, some of the documentaries going over Paradise Valley, and then I'm going to be going over the Sojourner Truth Project, and then some of the influences from the Second Baptist Church that didn't get quite told.
Okay, cool.
The interviews are for people in Detroit, especially those in the creative world making their mark in the city.
Okay, cool.
And thank you so much again for coming to this interview. I appreciate you coming out and spending time doing this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I like being thought of.
Of course. And when I saw you at the Village, I remember you hosted a little bit. That day I was like, all right, I need to get her on an interview. The personality, just like out there. I love it.
Thank you so much. I really I love what they're doing over there at the Village. They do really understand how to like create community, especially around music. So, you know, shout out to JD and everybody involved with the Village and what they have going on over there. It's super dope.
All right, awesome. Have you been to the Village like often, or was it like this year more your first year going into it?
So, I've been to a few events there. You know, this was my first time attending a showcase, but I've been for different listening sessions. One of my friends is an engineer there. Shout out to Khalil. He produces as well. It was super dope, actually. And then I've been to, it was like another event or two. So it's not my first time going, but that was my first showcase with them. And I thought that was cool what they had put together.
Okay, that's awesome. For the first question, what was your biggest influence for the career that you've pursued in radio?
Okay. The greatest influence, honestly, is my childhood, if that makes any sense. So my mom, she was also a teacher. And so that meant I had to be at school extra early. A latchkey kid. Yeah. You know, a little latchkey kid. And so we listened to a lot of radio. And so that's Russ Parr in the morning. That's Tom Joyner morning show. That was Coco and Foolish in the morning. And I feel like, and I often say that radio kind of raised me. And so being that in touch with people, having the ability to be a part of people's lives without necessarily being a part of people's lives is always interesting to me.
Yeah.
So that plus the fact that like I've been performing my whole life and people have always kind of been a passion of mine. I am a people person, right? And so I felt like radio and just media in general played more to who I am as a person than pursuing a career in pharmacy, which was my original plan. I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry from Howard University, but I am not using it at all.
Well, sometimes you know.
Well, I use it a little bit if, you know, you count my other businesses. But, yeah. So, that's pretty much how I ended up there. Just watching the way that people on the radio got to interact and really be part of the community. I thought that was dope, and I wanted to give it a try. So, here I am 5 years later on air.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
One of my friends that we work with, actually, she went to high school with you. She told me that you went to Howard.
I could talk about Howard all day.
What was your experience there? Like what did you do to get in versus like your time there? Like how was the class like enrollment and everything else?
The whole process. Okay, so starting at the beginning, didn't want to go to Howard at all. I was like, oh, hell no. There was this program called Escape to the Capstone that the Howard University Michigan Club used to do every year, which brought high school students from in and around like the Metro Detroit area to campus to be students for a weekend and really give people like a more realistic college tour, right?
Yeah.
And so like I went to classes. They kind of pair you up with people who have similar interests or majors in fields that you're thinking about. So like I went to some chemistry classes and sat in the lab and had my big goggles on, and then we took tour of the campus. We went to a house party. Horrible vibes. Horrible vibes. Horrible vibes at the house party. It got pepper sprayed. I said, oh, hell no. Nah. This is not for me. This is chaotic. And I want to go home. And I think mostly because, like, the trip, and it was no fault of the organizers, but just, like, stuff just continued to, like, fall apart during the trip. It was 2 weeks after they gotten the biggest snow they ever had. It was, like, 2 feet of snow. DC got 2 feet of snow. They called it Snowmageddon. Imagine a bunch of college kids snowed in for days. Like, it was chaos. So they were coming out of Snowmageddon. DC is not a very good snow city. Everything shuts down at the thought that you think about it's going to snow. The city is shutting down. And so I just didn't have a great experience. And you have to have already applied to Howard to go on the trip. So I applied so I could go on the trip. Got on the trip and was like, actually, I'm straight. I'm going to Purdue. That's what I said. And then I got a scholarship from Purdue, but it was not nearly enough to go there. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I got my scholarship offer from Howard actually before I got my acceptance letter, and they had given me a full ride.
Oh, wow.
And so my mom was like, well, I don't know what you thought was finna happen, but you're going to Howard now. And so prepare yourself and your things because you will be going to Washington, D.C. for college. Yeah. And I had the time of my life. It was such a great time because I'm such a people person and there's so many different kinds of people. A lot of times people think that when you go to a HBCU, it's the same as going to college with a bunch of your cousins. And in a way it is, but in a way it absolutely is not. I met people who had never seen snow before, and I'm like, nigga, I'm from Michigan. What do you mean you've never seen the snow of it? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I met so many people from so many different countries in Africa, people from London. I never met anybody that lived in Alaska before. Shout out to my boy Alaska. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It just was such an experience. And it showed me that, like, black people are absolutely not a monolith. There are so many different flavors and cultures and ways to be as a black person. And I really felt so affirmed in my identity as a black woman. And when people ask me, like, well, why did you choose to go to Howard versus U of M? Because I was promised a full ride to U of M too. And I opted to just not finish my application because I didn't want to stay in state. But they were like, why did you choose to do that? And honestly, I felt like because the field I wanted to go into, chemistry, pharmacy, is like I am going to be the minority for the rest of my life. Let me go experience what it's like being the majority. And so I often encourage people to go to HBCUs because it prepares you to be very firm in your identity before you go out in the world. And so I would recommend. Sucks they lost the football game to fam yesterday, but it's all good.
That's what's up. It sounds like you really found your, like, center while you went there.
Mm-hmm. And then after 3.5 years, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to pursue radio. My chemistry professors was like, excuse us? You're going to do what? I said, yeah, I actually am never going to do chemistry again, so can y'all just pass me so I graduate? I graduated with honors, so it wasn't a far-fetched thought, but yeah, that's where I started radio on campus. First semester, me and these two guys, they had a rap group called DNA, Derek and Alex, and they had a show, and the show that the station WHBC had given me didn't work with my schedule. And so they was like, well, you can just be on the show with them. And at first they was like, we don't want her.
How did it clash with your schedule?
I worked. I had a job at a pharmacy. And between that and Delta and like my sorority and all the other stuff I had going on campus, the show time that they gave me just didn't work.
Yeah.
And so I ended up on a show that was Friday and Monday. It was called The Pregame, and we called it The Pregame to Your Week and Your Weekend. And in one semester, we won Show of the Year. So I was like, okay, yeah, this.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Was it the show of the year for like the college?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. For the it was Show of the Year for the university for our station. And after that, I talked my way into an internship on the major radio station that was housed on our campus, WHUR 96.3. Its studios is like at the bottom of our campus. And they had an internship program. And I was like, look, I'm not a communications major like y'all asked for, but I'm really passionate about this. Please let me. And they did. And here it is.
Yeah. With your most recent mixtape, what inspired you to make that, and then what target audience were you looking for listeners?
Oh gosh, y'all! I just became a rapper like 2 days ago. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, my mixtape, which is called "From Me to You for Me," actually was really based on a promise I made to myself. So I'm laughing because the story is absolutely ridiculous in my head. But I had been dabbling in, with just writing lyrics and stuff since maybe middle school. And I just knew it was going to get me a rapper boyfriend. Like I was going to, Little Romeo was going to hear my raps and he was going to be like, yes, you need to be my girlfriend. Right? That was why. And then
I remember Little Romeo.
You see what I'm saying? And at the time, we had the same birthday and stuff, and I was just like, yes, this is gonna be it. He's gonna be my boyfriend. Delusional. Okay? And so I actually let it go. Like the whole rapping thing, I let it go. And I probably dabbled with it again, like in college. One time, this guy I knew, I was just like, write raps for me. I want to be a rapper. And he was like, okay, I'll do it if you're serious. And I'm like, come on, like, let's do it. And we never did. And so for years, I was like, I'm going to put out a mixtape. One of my friends and my friend Larry and I, we said we was going to do a mixtape together. We had picked out cover art. We said, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to be rappers. Never did it. Graduated from college. Still didn't happen. And so I had put it on my vision board maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do a mixtape. Never did it. And so finally it was like, girl, stop saying you're going to do something without doing it. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Just a quick little 5 songs. And I'm going to put it out and no one's going to care. And then it's going to be great. Like, I just will have done it to say that I did it. And then now everyone's like, okay, yeah, so you're a rapper now. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Just going with it.
Yeah. And so, honestly, I'm still kind of wrestling with it. It's an imposter syndrome type of situation for sure. So I won't say that there was actually a target audience because the target audience was me.
I got you.
I'm the target audience.
No, when you make something for yourself, though, that probably makes it even more special.
Yeah, like, this was just for me. And I don't know what's going to come of the rapping things, but we have started. I got a toe in the water for sure.
Yeah, no, I figured I'd ask about that because it seemed like a personal project to you, and I just wanted to see like what your take on it was and what the inspiration behind it was. So It's really interesting that it's like a promise to yourself.
Mm-hmm. I was the target audience, and I wrote like one of the songs is me just really kind of like popping my shit because I don't normally do too much of that. And then I have been coming to realize that no one else is really going to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I started the tape off the way it did. One of the songs is about my mom. One of them is about the conversations I kind of have back and forth with God, and the other ones is just words I put together in my car. So far, all of the songs that have been written in my, oh, I don't have that car anymore.
That's sad.
I'm sad. But yeah, all of them songs in my little Honda Civic. Her name was Sasha.
Why did you name her Sasha?
Sasha the Civic.
A lot of memories in Sasha.
Yes, that was the first first new car I bought. And it was special to me because I really was only able to get it because my mama died. She passed away in October 21st, 2018. And
My condolences.
I appreciate that. And so her passing it's kind of led to a bunch of new stuff for me, but I needed a new car, and the check I got in the mail, I had the down payment to get it, so I went and got a car.
Okay.
And so I always say my mama bought me that car, and yeah, I had a lot of very good memories in Sasha the Civic, and a lot has come from it.
I can see why. Mm-hmm. In Detroit, there are some important improvements and some setbacks. Mm-hmm. In your opinion, what's been the most beneficial change, and what do you think should be focused on for what hasn't been improved yet?
Most beneficial change. There has been, in my personal opinion, a lot more visibility around the different resources we have available. And I think that's so important because people cannot use what they do not know about, right? And so, maybe we can just attribute it to like social media and the way that like everybody's on social media now, and so it only makes sense for our public offices and our healthcare resources, our mental health resources, our employment opportunities, our recreational opportunities for them to kind of get on board with the social media train as well. But I absolutely love how public they are. Yes, there are still a lot of people who don't know about the stuff that's going on, but it's just so much more within arm's reach than I think it has been before. Like you normally had to go to a building that you maybe didn't know about to go find out about a lot of the stuff that's available to us. But now you can just go on Instagram. It's on Instagram. Yeah. It's on Instagram. But something that I would like to see changed. I would like for the people in charge to do a better job at distributing financial resources to neighborhoods. I know that it is difficult to do everything all at once, but it feels very, very slow about the process as far as getting the money for rehabilitation away from downtown, right? There's some stuff happening, and I am grateful for that. Like, yeah, it's bringing other opportunities down to the city. Like, yeah, rehabilitating downtown has led to like different movies being shot here, and you know the draft is coming in 2024. But like, what about the fact that there's a school around the corner from my house that like needs stuff? Where is the money going? Right?
Part of the documentary is going to be going over some of that too with the schooling system and the DHA.
Yeah, cause what the fuck, for real.
No, for real. It goes deep too.
Yeah, it does. And I think about, I used to be a geometry teacher at Denby High School. Denby had a pool that's not in use, a tennis court, like a competitive tennis court, multiple tennis courts not being used, outdoor basketball courts not necessarily being used well on the campus. They have a baseball diamond, a football field. Like the Denby's campus is humongous, and in the couple of years that I was there to now, more things have been coming their way. Like Planet Fitness just redid their gym. So and I think that's dope because Planet Fitness just redid their gym. The boys just won the PSL championship. And so it's like, okay, guys, it's working. Let's do
See
some.
what happened from that. Yeah.
Let's do some more. Let's do some more. Let's spread it out. Like, let's get it going. So yeah, I just would like for the financial resources to be distributed a little bit better.
Okay, I can understand that, especially with like how the DHA is working right now. They have control over tax abatements for improvement projects up to the first 5 years after purchase, and they also have full control over all school funding and improvements. Right now, there's a lawsuit in progress to get more funding to the public schools in those areas that need it. But a lot of that too, it stems from honestly when the school system was first set up. A lot of
The community district, or you talking about just in general?
The public school
public
system
school
in
system.
general.
Okay.
They didn't account for population
Yeah.
and diversity at all.
Of course they did. Why would they do that? It's too much like right. I also wish that the school funding didn't hinge so much on attendance on one day of the year, because there are a lot of factors that go into getting kids to school, especially in the schools that don't have no damn money, right? Like the schools don't have money. The kids, their home lives be all types of crazy. And so it's like, they can't get to school today. But if y'all would set up some more resources, maybe, then maybe they could get there. But again, like the school I was at, Denby, they had all of that. All of that. Like there was damn near a DHS office in the school. They did dental, they did nursing, they did all type of stuff. So more of that in more places.
Yeah, I can understand.
For sure.
That. What impact do you hope to build with like your own projects, like as far as like your your cookie business, your DJing, and then any other side projects that you have? Like what kind of impact do you want to leave? Is it something for yourself, or do you want to have something that also influences others?
So I would like for the impact to be communal. I went vegan in 2019, right? And now let's just back it up. I have always been a very greedy girl, hungry all the time, hungry right now, actually. And I don't feel like people should be hungry, but I also feel like people should have access to food that is not going to kill them. My mom passed away in 2018, like I told you. And the month before she died, I had gone to visit her. She lived in Mississippi. I had gone to visit her, and I just was at her house, snooping around in her cabinets, trying to see what the hell's going on. What's going on in here? And she has so much processed food, so much boxed this, canned that. And I'm like, is this what you been eating this? Is this what's going on? Because after she passed away, I learned she had diabetes. In addition to the heart problems I knew about, she had issues with her kidneys. It's like, okay, none of the shit you were eating was helping with this. So, I went vegan. Right after, well, not right after. My godmama is a chef, and I let her feed me into oblivion for a few months. But after that,
yeah, the comfort food.
Yeah, after that, it was like, okay, I am not in control of anything except for what I eat and how I look. And only to a certain extent, right? Because you was born the way you was born, and you can only do so much. You can do a lot, but it's like, okay, my face is my face, but I can cut my hair off, right? I can decide on the clothes, right? So those are the type of that. It's like, okay, if that's what I'm in control of, then I'll be bald headed and vegan. And so I cut my hair off. I cut my hair off, and I started eating vegetables, and in that, I have learned so much about what we can do with vegetables, how good stuff really, really is. Because I don't eat nothing nasty. I don't. I will eat some vegetables, but it won't be disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? And so since then, I did start my vegan baked good business called Not Your Aunties, because what I ran into in the healthiness of it was that shit was nasty. The desserts, disgusting, babe. They were gross.
Definitely gonna have to hit up your vegan cookie business.
No, you
I'm eating the
absolutely
cookies all
need to.
day.
You absolutely need to. They are really, really good, and I wish I was just saying that, but I'm not. There's proof.
Can you give the website one more time?
It's notyouraunties.com. So NOTYOURAUNTIES.com. And so I started that, and then I started posting food tutorials. It started in the pandemic when it was just like, okay, this is what I'm eating for lunch today because we working from home. I'm about to make some vegan crab cakes. And so I just put together a little, like, this is what I did. Throw this shit in here, put this shit on there, do that like that. And the people that was following me loved it. And so since then, that was maybe, 2021. And so I've been doing them for a few years now. And that turned into a cooking show. So on my YouTube channel, y'all please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please. It's I'm 2 times. The letter I, the letter M, TWOTIMES. Okay. But I have a cooking show on there called Time to Eat. And basically what it is, it invites artists and community leaders in to speak about what it is that has helped them to be successful, how it is they're taking care of themselves, and then they learn how to cook a vegan meal.
Wow, that's really awesome, actually.
Thanks. And so the point is to expose our combined audiences to a healthier way of eating. Because I'm sure we all know somebody who has had diabetes, heart problems, right? And a lot of that is just the food. So to expose our combined audiences to a healthier way of eating, but also to just kind of like bring people in, right? Because sharing a meal with somebody is such an intimate experience. And a lot of times we don't think about it, but like, that's why on dates you go out to dinner. That's why it's so important at holidays to like get together just to eat. Right?
It's a love language for sure.
Yeah, like sharing food, sharing recipes, sharing ideas, sharing things is very intimate. And like I said, I love people, so I really do enjoy the idea of sharing things with people. And so that has also branched into, because the couple of years I was teaching, the kids kind of pulled on my heartstrings. They got on my nerves. Okay, high schoolers are terrible people, but they're also really awesome people.
I get you.
And so, that turned into my lunchtime takeovers. And so I started going to high schools during lunchtime so as to not interrupt instructional time, because teachers already have a hard enough time getting all the shit taught in the little 45 minutes that they get. So like, taking it, I love food, I love lunch. Like, let's go hang out with the kids during lunch. So taking my artist friends, we might go give away some stuff. I'm just playing music. We're making lunchtime like just a time for fun, right?
Yeah.
And also too, it started out of seeing an attendance problem, and a morale problem, right? People do not like doing shit that they don't like doing.
Yeah, especially if they get told to.
Okay. Enter the pandemic. Wow, school is so ridiculous. It's on the computer. I'm finna go do something else. Enter pandemic ends. Damn, I gotta come in here every day. I hate it here. I don't know these people. I don't like them. They don't like me. I don't like this work. I don't like. I'm not coming. Attendance. Trash after the pandemic. Morale. Right? Like, I could never imagine when I was in high school going to a pep rally and sitting there like this. It's like, no, I'm class of this and this and this, and my school is the best, and I love that, and I want this, and those kids absolutely did not have it. So my goal was to create that for them during the time period. Everybody has to go to lunch, right? Everybody has lunch. You might not have art, you might not have Spanish, but you will have a lunch hour. And so just bridging, again, the gap between, well, not the gap, but like bringing together music and food and people That's just like where I live. That is when I'm happiest. And so that, again, the communal aspect of it, the food. So my goal is to just I want people to live better. I want people to love more. And that's why I do what I do. So that's what I hope to do with the stuff that I do.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I think I got that idea really from my mom's passing. And I kind of coined the phrase, do it for Loretta.
Oh.
It's just like, live better, love more, do more.
Got you. So, like, kind of more or less making better of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. What would you like to say to the creative world, like, in a way that would be giving your past self advice?
Okay. Okay. Here we go. So it's very interesting that you asked me that, because I have been on a journey to adjust my mindset.
Oh.
Because I am a person who, and this is in no way trying to like toot my own horn, but you know how there are people who have learned how to do a lot of stuff and have no idea what to do with all of the stuff they know how to do. I'm there. And so I used to operate out of nobody can tell you that you cannot do it, so do all the things. And that had gotten me into a little bit of trouble because I was pretty much running myself ragged trying to do all of the things. So now I kind of say, only pivot if you have to. Like, get to the goal you set for yourself in your mind first before you decide to give up on it. And my god sister told me that that's something my goddad used to tell her all the time. And I had never I never thought about it that way. But I think it's such an important thing, because when you are working toward a goal, there are a lot of opportunities for monkey wrenches to be thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
They say the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. And there's just a perseverance that comes with deciding to continue. Like, you have decided that you're going to be this thing. I've decided that I am going to be a radio personality. And I've also decided that I'm going to be full-time. I am not there yet. I have attempted very many times over these past 5 years. I have been tempted very many times over these past 5 years to give up on it. Most recently, like a month ago. And my friend was like, well, Tiana, what if it doesn't take 5 years? What if it takes 6? And it's like, oh, well, damn. Maybe it takes 6. We'll give it another one, right?
Close to there.
Yeah. And you always see the little illustration of the man with the pick, and he's like trying to get to the diamonds, and he's like this close, and he just gives up on it. He's like, why would you stop? So, making that make sense, the advice is to be resilient, to get to the goal first before you decide that that's not the goal anymore. And then if you want to pivot, do so.
I can understand that. It kind of follows the same philosophy idea in physical science. An idea is only 100% effective, or a machine is only 100% effective in idea form. Once you put it out into the physical world, it starts losing its efficiency. Only then can you decide if you want it to keep on going or not.
Yeah, exactly that. And so, that's even in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not in control of the thing. God is. And the messed up part is, God didn't tell us the plan. He used to tell people the plan, and people was being hard-headed, so he stopped. I
can get that statement.
But
I can get that statement.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so he told them people walk around that city, walk around that wall all those times. Had they not done it the right amount of times, it wouldn't have worked. Like, the walls would not have fallen. They would not have been able to take hold of the thing that was promised to them. And so it's like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to dabble around in this field for 7 years. And if I only do it for 5, I'm not going to see what I want to see. So it's just like, you keep going until the thing happens.
Yeah.
Keep going until the thing happens. Mm-hmm.
What's your most regular replayed song? It doesn't have to be a favorite either, but something like you just catch yourself listening to more often.
I hear it a lot. I think over the years, let me see. I think over the years, so I made myself a playlist called Praise Him. And sometimes it just plays on repeat. And so the song I listen to the most from it, hold on, is Encourage Yourself, Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers.
What meaning does that song hold for you?
Keep going until the thing happens.
Got you.
Right? And then most recently has been Eric Bellinger's
Oh, he's a good artist too.
Shine on the World. The hook goes, don't be afraid to shine your light, shine on the world. And I've mentioned like imposter syndrome briefly before. And I know that in all of the things that I do, I show up as a very confident, very self-assured, very has it together, nothing can stop me, nobody can tell me anything type of person. At my house, chaos and confusion. And chaos, confusion, sometimes insecurity, sometimes uncertainty, sometimes ball up in a corner and cry, right? But I think that comes from just being fearful at a point, being fearful of like, what will happen if I am exactly who I am, and placing a little bit too much value on the opinions of others. But I have decided that I don't care about that shit no more. So encourage yourself and shine on the world.
I like that. I'm glad that has a meaning for you as well. I think it's kind of normal to feel a certain way when you're in your own like comfortable space versus like out in the world. Like, not saying that anybody's like fake, but
We all wear masks.
Yeah, exactly, when we're like by ourselves at the house or whatever, that's the moment where you can allow yourself to feel those insecurities. It allows you to process what you've done. I think it's important, but at the same time having control over it, like you said, is very important.
Yeah, you got to know when to say, hey, stop.
Yeah.
I will sometimes say out loud, absolutely fuck not. when the negative thoughts get to swirling around in there, absolutely not. No, we won't be doing this. And then I turn on my songs.
Exactly.
And okay, we gotta be getting our shit together.
Yeah. Like work down the checklist, move through your goals before you get to the next one. Keep it simple. I love that.
For this last question, it's gonna be kind of like combined. For like things in the city of Detroit, when you're going out by yourself and going around the city, what's the most fun but also calming sight for you?
Most fun, but calming.
Or it can be either or.
I love Belle Isle. I'm sure a lot of people will tell you that, but I have so many really, really good memories there from my childhood till now. And so there's the opportunity to make Belle Isle into a party, right? You can rent a shed, you can call your people, y'all can set up a speaker, y'all can have a time. Or you can absolutely retreat and just focus on the beauty of nature and the silence, or not, because the motherfucking geese be out there.
No, for real.
Please edit that out.
Shit,
Because,
Blocking all the roads.
okay, blocking the roads, making noise, pooping on everything. Please, guys. Canadian geese are an invasive species. We have to get rid of them. But like the quiet calmness or not of whatever is happening, and so I love that that is a part of the city that it's like no place else, and I'm glad that we still have it. I'm glad that it has been what's maintained to this point. It's beautiful. It is my favorite thing about the city for sure.
That's what's up. I enjoy Belle Isle like that too. For me, like when I was a kid, I remember when the zoo was still open for a little while.
Yes, me too.
The deer were so cool. My mom got scared one time because she had all the food in her hand. They all surrounded her. She's like, no. But like my second favorite place would probably be like the Fox Theater. I want the Rockettes to come back.
So bad. My friend lives in New York and she went to go see the Rockettes, and I was just like, the jealousy that I have.
No, for real.
The Fox Theater is beautiful. It is. We have a lot of really pretty spaces here.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're lucky people.
Again, thank you so much for your time today with this interview. Is there any last words that you'd like to say or promote yourself with in any way?
I would say follow me. I'm a vibe, right? So no.
Not your aunties.
Yes, please do not. Okay, so there are a lot of things. Just bear with me, okay? Starting at the top, social media. You can find me just about everywhere at I'm 2 times. That's the letter I, the letter M, TWOTIMES. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, whatever it is. Just let me know that you're there because, again, like I said, I am very much about community. I love the people. Then we have the cookie business, notyouraunties.com. Please grab yourself a bag, do yourself a favor. You're not going to regret it at all. I am also a DJ and an event host, so if you need somebody to do those things, your girl, right? Book T2 times at gmail.com is my email. And yeah, that is the thing. I have really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and share my stuff with the people. This has been great.
Of course, thank you so much, and I hope that like a lot of this gets somewhere and like actually motivates and inspires a lot more people and helps to get your name out there too.
Same.